Hello everyone and welcome to another module of Mastering Arduino from beginner to core advanced. In this module we are talking about sensors. This is module 6. Okay, let's just check the content, and the content we have is introduction to sensor, what is sensor, type of sensor, potentiometer, piezoelectric sensor, temperature sensor and PIR sensor. We will be doing experiment on the on the last 4 sensors, and all other will be theory. Okay, let's just come to the first part. What is sensor? Well, a sensor can be said as anything that is taking as an input from the environment and giving it an output to the system which is connected to it, which is used to which is used to record the change in the environment is called the sensor. Well, this was the technical definition. You can say simply a sensor is a machine that is connected to a system which is used to give any specific changes in the environment to the machine, its detail. It can be said that if a sensor is connected to environment, if the temperature rises and it is a temperature sensor, then the sensor will say that the temperature has been has going up from 35 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. It can be a humidity sensor which is saying that the humidity is increasing or decreasing with the time, and where all this about the sensors. But the basic thing is that the sensors are the device that are taking data in the form of inputs. Remember one thing, that sensors are only of two types. They are analog sensors and digital sensors. In the real world or in the physical world, all the signals are analog, but the computers have built in analog to digital converters, which converts the analog signals into digital signals, because computers cannot understand the analog values. So for the sensors, it is required that they can give only two values, analog values such as a multimeter which gives the value of a voltage such as 35 voltage, 45 voltage or 120 voltage, while a simple sensor such as a PIR sensor or a presence detection sensor can give only two values, such as someone is in, which makes the values high or 1, or someone is not present, which gives the value low, or you can say 0. This was the basic thing about the sensor. And there are very high-tech sensors also. Let's just check about the Wikipedia. What does it say about the sensor? Well, Wikipedia have a very technical definition about the sensor, that it is a part of a subsystem that is used to process the data and give the environmental changes value to the machine. Well, the sensors can be very simple, such as a simple transistor for a temperature sensor, or can be extremely complicated, such as a camera or a LiDAR sensor. Okay, this was the definition for the sensor. Let's just see the different type of sensor. I have made a simple chart for your understanding. Here you can see that all the values from 0 to 1023 for 10-bit encoders. Remember one thing, encoder can be very high, they can be 32-bit, 64-bit, but for our sake of convenience we are using 10-bit encoders because it is present in Arduino. It can be even very high, it can be 2 raised to 20 or 2 raised to 32-bit encoder for very fine and very precise knowledge for the sensor input and outputs. Okay, for the input values it can be 500, it can be 750, it can be 0, it can be anything from 0 to 1023, so it gives a physical precise measured value. While for a sensor, for a digital sensor, it can be only a 0 or it can be only a 1. There are no other values possible in sensors. So sensors are of two types, they are analog sensors and digital sensors. For example, the camera that we use takes the values of the physical world in the form of digital signal and send it to the computer. The camera works on inter-I2C connection or I2C protocol. We will be discussing in the later chapter. This was the function of camera. It has a sensor. The camera is itself called a sensor because it has a photo dot on it, and the photo dot takes the light and gives it a grid value, forming a giant matrix, and the matrix gives the values for the color. It can be RGB, red, green, blue, and taking the value from it, it gives the image of the picture on the screen. Okay, about the sensors, all sensors are input, and there are some examples such as solar panel. You say that solar panel is a device that is used for generating electricity, but the first and the most important use of solar panel is to detect light. In heavy sensor where it requires a precise values, they using for the light values, always solar panel are used because they give a very precise value. And sensors are also of two types. First, sensors are of active type and the second are of passive type. In the active type, you can see that the sensor that does not require voltages or current to run them are called active sensors, such as solar panel, because it does not require any external power source to run it. While a passive sensor, you can say every sensor is another example of passive sensor. You can say temperature sensor transistor, such as LM35 requires 5 volt input for its working, so they are called passive sensors because they are taking power. So active sensors are good, but most of the sensors that we will encounter in the physical world are always passive sensors, because they have very precise value and they do not depend on the external conditions for their voltages, so they give a very precise value. Okay, about the lidar. Lidar is a type of sensor that is used to emit as light, that is used to well, basically the function of the lidar is to measure the distance. So it has two parts. Let me draw it for you. Here we are coming down, just wait for a second, and yeah, you can see that here is an example of a lidar. My drawing is not good, sorry for that. Lidar is like this, a rectangle box. It's not rectangle, I know. It had two lights, or you can say two devices. First function is to emit light, and that will collide to some object, and then it will come back to the another part, so that it can read that light is coming, and taking a time interval in the processing unit, it is taking the pulse width modulation of the sensor, that the pulse that has been sent at 0 degree receives at 30 degree. So there is a small algorithm which says that for 30 degree the distance is 45 meter, and which by this method it gives the value to another microcontroller or computer to which it is connected. This was the theory of lidar. So I have to tell you that all the sensors are input sensor, but there are some type of sensors, there are also such as output sensors such as lidars, because these lidars give the, first of all, they emit the light, so they give a value as an output, and when the light strikes to a solid surface, it comes back to the sensor, so the sensor reads it one again. So this time it becomes an active sensor with a theory that it emits light such as an in the form of output, and reads the light in the form of an input, and that gives the value to the microcontroller, process it with the help of an advanced algorithm, and give the value of the distance. These are very high-tech sensors because they are also enabled to calculate the speed of light. A simple example of a lidar sensor is ultrasonic sensor, very cheap if you want to do experiment. Well, ultrasonic sensor is not a lidar sensor, but it works on a similar principle. Let me explain it to you. This is an ultrasonic sensor. You can see here it has the same functionality as of a lidar, but it uses ultrasonic waves. This point emits the ultrasonic waves, and when it strikes to a substance, it will be read by this module, and this both are doing, there is a chip behind them that uses the algorithm to compare the time interval between them to find the distance. Because of this, because is very cheap, because the speed of ultrasound is very low, something about 360 to 400 meter per second, so it is very easy for a simple microcontroller or simple processing chip to calculate the distance. So ultrasonic sensors are very cheap, but there are very high-end ultrasonic sensors also available, and we will be discussing them about in the future. This was the example of an ultrasonic sensor that is used to measure the distance. We have lidar, but we can use ultrasonic sensors for small distance up to 4 meter, while a lidar is used to measure distance from 15 centimeter to about 80 meters. Well, they say it's 40 meter, but if we hack them, the sensor can give the value up to 80 meters also. And there are also some high-tech lidar sensors that can range the value up to 30 kilometers. They are used by mostly militaries for their operations to measure the distance between the mountains and other positions, to give them the value for their post and other physical values. Okay, this was the theory of the sensor. If you have any question, you can ask me, and if you want to know the detail, you can just ask me the question, or else thanks for watching.